Alright, welcome back to my channel. This is Exposing Men 2025. I'm gonna ask how's your day going? I hope it's doing well and good. Where you can follow me is YouTube and TikTok, the same thing, Exposing Men 2025. Um, and the topic we're gonna do today is Yo, okay, let me just get this shit over, y'all. I really don't want to. I do want to do it because like there's something that needs to get talked about, and it's definitely not talked about, but it has to get talked about. But a lot of y'all grandpas, or yeah, grandpas, or great grand, I don't know, grandpas, dads. I'm trying to make sure I get everything right. Your uncles, your brothers, your nephews, and sons are either gay, bisexual, or sexually fluid, and they're not telling you, or you just don't fucking know. Or wait, and fluid. I'm sorry, bisexual or fluid, and you just don't fucking know, and you just don't fucking know at all. This is gonna be an interesting video because um, I want women to have insight, and other men who don't know either, like what's going on, like just I guess you can say spiritually, but also just the things that people are not really showing, um, and the things I pick up on just watching people and shit. But this video is just to help incite people to realize that um one, how common this is, and two, um that this will help understand from other men who may not know or have not who don't have a good understanding of this topic, but also help women also understand the perspective of what men deal with, navigating their sexuality and identity and self-expression and all of that stuff, and why they choose to do this type of route and stuff like that. I will break down everything in the fucking video, pretty much. I'm gonna explain everything, but this video definitely, this specific topic definitely should get on talked about because it's gonna segue into the other things I'm about to also shed light to. So now we from 3 feet in the pool, we're into 5 feet now. So now we really like actually get into like a lot of shit that y'all really don't know. Okay, so the reason why I said a lot of y'all family members or people you may be related or close men around you, right? But family members, you could say why a lot of men tend to like um shy away from these conversations or like never bring it up or you never see it talked about or like you never see men really explore these conversations or I guess it's not talked about like openly, I guess, more so because I have 12 points, so this is gonna be the first one. Number one, in general, men are looked down upon if they're open about their sexuality to other men, even though that sounds fucking crazy, but um yeah, like these conversations are never had and it's never talked about, so a lot of men tend to, not have these conversations in general because of the way other men may perceive them or out cast them or make them feel different and stuff. And the funny part of all of this shit that I'm about to break down, all 12 points, and why I feel like this is my perspective and also like just from me observing stuff. Um, this shit has been existing for thousands of years, like thousands of years. Society had made spaces for men exploring their sexuality openly, being open with it, and how they choose to self-express themselves. So I'm really confused now in the 21st. I don't know where. I don't know if we jump timelines or switch time. I don't know. Um, where this conversation feels like you know foreign. I guess foreign. So, but other men. I'm sorry, somebody go over there because I just don't want to say that. I'm gonna be loud because I'm loud as fuck. But other men in general, specifically, like it's like these things are not had or conversed with other men in general because I feel like men know, but they don't want to talk about it in general. So I feel like men understand what it is, but they don't really uh, open. I'm all over the place, but they're not open with it. So it's like men know, it's like a secret thing, like it's men know, but it's not something that's openly vocalized, you know, unless like it's really weird. Like to me, it's so fucking weird because it's like if y'all know this is what y'all feel or this was something that y'all would like to explore, why the fuck is it not like a conversation that needs to be had? Like, I don't know. To me, this shit is weird, but it's also just I don't. It's fucking crazy. I don't know. Like I'm still processing out. Like even when I wrote these things down, just what I naturally felt, it feels like to me this doesn't make sense. But like you'll get the point when I'm breaking down all the points. But it's looked down upon around men in general, like openly expressing their sexuality to other men. Looked down upon because majority of men are actually what I said in the beginning of the title, either gay, bisexual, or sexually fluid, and they just don't know how to really navigate those conversations in a way where it's not awkward. Um, and then point two, men who are open about their sexuality, right, aren't given a lot of high positions in male-dominated spaces and jobs. And I think that's why I wrote down. Oh, sorry, my fucking god. And this is why I made sure I put that in bullet point two, because if you're open about your sexuality as a man, it's very hard for you, especially in male-dominated sport. I mean, male-dominated um, environments like work environments or sports and stuff like that is looked down upon for you being open with your sexuality. So it's promoting men to be basically DL at this point, if you really think about it. And it's really it's such a weird, it's just a backward thing because it's like y'all know, like to me, I'm gonna speak for me. I know majority men are, but why the fuck would y'all to the point where like you know what I'm saying? It's like why would you make it where like harder like I'm I'm all over the place. I'm trying to like really like process all this because this shit is stupid to me. Like all of this shit is dumb, but like I have to make it where people understand too. So they have a good idea why like it's not really open. But but yeah, like it's really dumb how like when you are living your truth, you get more pushback. You get more fucking pushback. Somebody's walking by, but you get more fucking pushback. Like, and that's that's the thing that's really mind-boggling. It's like when you become more closer to yourself or being genuine yourself or your higher self, right? In this fucking world, you get more pushback. Like that don't make no fucking sense. So you're gonna have a lot of people who are generally not themselves. You're gonna have a lot of people walking around here like lying about who the fuck they are. Like so that's what I'm saying. Men where they fucked up was making genuine yourself or being open about who you like and living your truth difficult. Like that, to me is it's backwards. And so if you see why a lot of men in higher positions, why you don't see a lot of openly gay men or you don't see a lot of masculine, and we're gonna talk about that too. We don't see a lot of more masculine gay men. You don't see like a spectrum of gay men because there's not one way of being gay, and when I mean being gay in a sense of like expression, because people think being gay is a feminine thing, and I'm like, no, it's actually the other way around. A lot of gay, bisexual men or sexually fluid men are masculine as fuck, which I would consider straight. But again, back to what I was saying is like, if you are not creating, like, if you're not showing a spectrum of men, like owning up to their sexuality or how they want to show up, and then you give them pushback for doing those things, you're gonna make it harder for people just to be themselves. And so this is why a lot of men would tend to have wives to cover up who they are or the things they like because of the backlash they may receive or um, the ridicule they get from their family or being cut off. So I get it and I understand it, but at the same time, like this shit is backwards. But see, it goes. I'm gonna all this. I'm gonna like bring it all together and you're gonna see why like I said when you don't build shit on honesty, it tends to bite you in your ass. That um but yeah, um that's a lot of the reasons too why a lot of men don't come out is because of jo- a lot of jobs or opportunities in a sense like high position like male positions aren't giving to getting openly men because it doesn't fit society norm of what a man should be. When contrary to popular belief, men is like being a man is on a spectrum too in itself. But um, yeah, it's not true. But this is I believe this is what men in general when they don't rebel. I'm getting into all of that, but yeah. Um, Point three is like I said, ridicule or treated differently. So on top of one, two, and then three, you're gonna be treated differently or ridicule. I mean ridicule. Um, it's really sad that like being yourself and living your truth or being honest about who the fuck you are, you get more pushback. And this is why I be telling women and people and men in general, like this is why the dating pool is caca, because how do you know what you're getting if people are not even honest with who they are? Like that's something I always tell people, like, how do you know what the fuck you're getting if people ain't even be honest with who the fuck they are until you find out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if y'all not even building a society that's making like allowing people to be themselves and y'all not giving them pushback, what the fuck are you getting? Like that goes for family members too. And that's why I'm gonna segue all of this into like one point. If y'all doing all these things, imagine of who y'all family members, close relatives, people y'all know, who may know who they are, but they can't because of all the shit they gotta go through just to be themselves. That's why I was like, man, not fuck. Anyways, but let me shut up. Let me keep going. Let me fucking keep going because this is crazy. But point number four, um, is men not giving each other spaces to explore their sexuality, like, and their self-expression identity, and that's where men really fucked up is not allowing those conversations to be had among each other without it needing your ego being bruised or like because I don't contrary to popular belief, I'm gonna just say from my personal opinion, I don't even speaking for nobody. My personal opinion, I don't think everybody's straight. I think a lot of people in society is either bisexual, gay, fluid, and I believe only 10% of people are actually straight. I don't believe everybody is straight. I don't believe so. Because I promise you, if people were given the space to be themselves, you will see like that everybody ain't the fucking same. Like everybody ain't attracted to the same thing. I promise you that. I know for sure. If it was less, it was so much not so much stigma against um men showing up differently. I promise you that you would see a lot of a spectrum of men showing up in a sense, right? So, but men don't give each other that space to like really create these have these conversations in general, without it being very uncomfortable. You know, like it's just a genuine conversation they have. Like, when did you know when you had these feelings? When did it started? When you had feelings for like other guys? Like these conversations are never fucking had. Like, and I'd be like, you know, like on top of all the points I listed before, like, and then you have this conversation. Y'all don't even have that conversation allowing other men to explore that, or like y'all not even showing affection to each other. And it doesn't have to be in a romantic way. You just on a friendship way. Y'all don't even like do that in a sense without it being considered weird. Like, so that's why like I said, that's why I be telling people in the beginning of the video. I said a lot of y'all family members, specifically grandparents or your nephews or people in your family, could be gay or bisexual or sexually fluid, but they're not gonna tell y'all because of the shit they gotta go through. Like in general, with just there are people who live with them, and then society, and if they're not spiritually aware to like understand what's going on around them, this can make somebody lose their fucking mind. Like, it really could. Like, the reason why I just be chill about it because I'm like, a lot of people, humans are fucking stupid. Like, y'all doing all this shit and like, but I'm gonna get into all why I feel the way I feel, anyways. But I want to keep going. Um, Five, men care way too fucking much about what other men feel about them. That shit is annoying to me. It's like, and this is why it proves my point even more when I name the title where I name the title, when I say a lot of men are actually either gay, bisexual, or sexually fluid, because men care way too fucking much about what other men feel about it, but you're not romantically attracted to each other openly. And the reason why I say openly is because it's not socially acceptable. If it was socially acceptable, you would see a lot of men with other male partners. That's just the fucking truth. But since a lot of men have to go through all this stupid nonsense they got to go through just to be themselves, it's not gonna be definitely it's not gonna be known in public. And that's what I'm trying to make women understand, and other men who may not know what's going on or like have an understanding of this and think this is a phenomenon. It's not a phenomenon. This shit has been existing for thousands of years. I just don't know. Like, this shit is crazy to be like. I feel like I'm in a fucking. I don't know, but yeah, like this conversation is like, especially with the point five I made. Men care way too much, and it's not, to me it's annoying because it's like, if y'all care this much about, like, y'all might as well like about how other men feel about you and you can't like stand on your own. Like, it proves my intuition or what I've been feeling like from the beginning, or other women have been feeling like, if it was socially acceptable, y'all would be with each other. And I'm not trying to be funny. That's not me trying to be funny or like throw a jab, but it's the truth. Like, if it was socially acceptable, a lot of men would just be with each other because they feel more comfortable with being the same sex or whatever, But I think this is why a lot of men don't be open or like really live in their truth or show up how they want to, is because they care way too much what other men feel about them, the way they dress, the way their hair looks, or the way they talk, they walk. That's why, to me, that's why a lot of men are bisexual, because it's like, damn, like, you can't even like have your own, like, and not care what other men feel about you. Like, you gotta like always on a 24/7 daily basis care about what other men like. And it was, but I'm gonna leave it like that. If you wonder why a lot of men struggle with that, it's because they care too much what other men feel about them. That's five. Um, I think we're six. I need to do six. They're not honest about how they want to show up. Oh yeah, they're not honest about how they want to feel and how they want to show up. A lot of men don't vocalize what they really feel internally. They don't vocalize enough how they want to show up or what they're interested in, like. And this is why a lot of women think, if anything outside of what is considered a norm, is either gay or bisexual, when it's not. Like, and I broke it down in the other video when I said, um, the energy that you show up doesn't, the energy that you show up, and um, your sexual attraction, and then the gender you born are, the gender that you are born with, the gender that you the gender that you biologically are, right, doesn't determine how you show up as a person, if that makes sense. So the energy does not equate. The energy you show up does not equate to your gender, and then your gender does not equate to who you sexually like. All those three are different. They're not the same. So that's why I be telling people, you need to fucking ask, because just because somebody fits the norm doesn't mean they're automatically straight. They gotta, like, this is why men play the role of what people want them to play, because that's what is more comfortable and digestible for people to understand. So if you be like, oh, I'm like, no, that's where it's. If you like, oh, he's a straight man, I'm like, no, and he acts like a straight, whatever y'all consider straight, I don't know what the fuck, right? Just remember, that's what's socially acceptable for a man to show up. So they're gonna show up what is considered socially acceptable. Men are followers and groupies. They're not fucking leaders. Men are followers and groupies. So y'all need to get that shit out your head. They're gonna do what is socially acceptable. So if presenting more masculine is socially presentable, they're gonna do that. Okay? If you gotta go through all this shit just to be yourself, then you're gonna conform and follow. Yo, fucking nerds. I'm so fucking dumb. Yo, this is crazy. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but this is, if you like, you're not seeing it spiritually, you'll be like, like, you go crazy. Like, you're like, but I can see all this like spiritually as a way to come, like, basically, if you build a society on dishonesty and not being authentic to yourself, you have a lot of people walking around here lying about who they are. Pretty much what it is. So patriarchy is a lot. Basically, this version is built on dishonesty. That's why like a lot of men are not fucking happy, and they walking around here negative and depressed and having mental issues and stuff, because they're doing things that's going against who they are. Like, the society that they are in, the society they are raised in, instead of them rebelling or trying to rebel or vocalize what they truly feel, they are conforming and then taking it out on other people who have nothing to do with it, and they don't understand what's going on. They said, so yeah, that's why, like, a lot of this shit is happening, and you seeing it and it's going on, um and you see all these changes happening around the world. It's because a lot of men are not really living, especially in these conservative countries. I'm not even gonna get into that, but like they're not really being them. So yeah, if you don't be honest about how you feel and want to show up, like how do you expect people to know what you like you're going through? Like like if you're just hiding everything or you're pretending to be something you're not. So, but again, this is what you have to go through just to be yourself. So, um, as a man, so sadly, point number 7, a lot of men are fragile. When I mean fragile, fragile ego, and lack internal power. This is why when people say certain things like they call them gay, or they may say or what's a good example, or you need to act like this, or you need to show up like this, you need to talk like this, you need to do this, or you need to work this, or if it's not what's socially acceptable, right? um and they're not conforming to that, a lot of men tend to feel like they're not good enough or they're not worthy and stuff, and that's all due to not having internal power, and that is um, not being aligning yourself to what is authentically you and standing on that. When you like, and this is why I want men to pay attention. If you see a man that's always, you know, worrying about being perceived certain type of way, and like, um, when you bring up certain things, he gets angry, and you didn't even mean it in that way, or like it's because he lacks internal power and he's not really aligned with his higher self of what makes him truly happy. And sadly to see, women are not seeing that, so that's why women don't fucking know. They just like what's going on. Like you know what I'm saying? Like women don't know, and other men don't. I mean, other men probably know, but some men don't know either. But yeah, like a lot of men lack internal power. They don't have a good sense of identity, like or a good sense of like what spiritually makes them happy as a person, whatever that is. Like it can be them, um, um, I don't know, expressing themselves differently from the norm. I don't know, whatever forms of expression that makes them happy, or like um or rules they follow in life, but again, like that's what I'm saying. Like, and now as I now I'm not realizing, like as I was writing all this down, I'm realizing like being genuine is a narrow path. Like it's not for the weak. Like being genuinely yourself is not for the fucking weak. It's not because like if you have to go through all this to be yourself, but also realize that once you realize you're like you are genuinely yourself, it's gonna trigger and you're gonna like shatter people's reality. You realize how narrow like being yourself is. Like, and when you build a society upon lies, deception, and oppressing people, you're gonna have a lot of people walking around here not being themselves and lying. So this is not, yeah, this is not for the weak. It's really not. And that's why I say it's kind of depressing to be a man, cause like I ain't gonna get into that, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave it as that. Yeah, but yeah, it's it's really sad. Like like that. This is the result of what um patriarchy has an effect on men. Like in a sense, like how um when you're not really aligned with yourself, you're gonna have a lot of men walking around here not happy in every aspect. And that just doesn't have to be sexuality. It could be just any aspect. You know. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna keep going and then talk about how I feel about all of this. But point A, lacking sympathy and empathy. I mean, sympathy and empathy is lacking. Like it's not there. When you see a man that has no sympathy, no empathy for you, he cannot understand how you feel, or he can relate to what you're going through. He can't, comfort you in any form. Like he just like, okay, and like, or he just dismisses what you're going through. Yeah, because this is the result of all those things. Like I'm saying, like from all the points I listed, if you're not yourself, you're not able to really express. Like this is giving jail. I'm just gonna be honest. All this shit is giving jail. Like you emotionally, mentally, physically, you're in jail. Like, but nobody's binding you but you. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's like you're bind, but you're really not bind. But you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're bind mentally, and then it falls down to other aspects of yourself, you know? So it's just like, how can you expect somebody to understand you if they can't even, you know, be themselves or be honest with themselves? It can't work. So when like women are dealing with men who like, and just in their family members, it doesn't have to be a relationship or like friendship. It can just be family members. It can be any relationship, but just family members specifically. You wonder why the men in your family are having a hard time opening up because they're not their fucking self either. They don't even like, some of them don't even like themselves. Some of them don't even know how to like really vocalize what they feel about how they want to show up because the shit they got to go through just to be themselves. So if you wonder why like you have a hard time connecting with your uncle, your dad, or like or your grandpa or whatever, like it's because of the things they have to go through just to be a man. This ideal version of what means to be a man, you know. And it's hella unrealistic. Like, you know, it's really unrealistic. But um, this is why a lot of men don't really like see women human first before they see them women. It's the other way around. They see y'all women first and then human after. So this is why I said like, if men want to become genuinely themselves or want to become happier or want their lives to be better, they're gonna have to be honest and rebel. Like that's the only. This is the only fucking way I can see that ever working. Like you gotta be honest and rebel. Like be in masculine energy, which is being honest about who the fuck you are and rebelling against anything that opposes that. Like that's the only way I can see this ever fucking working. Like you know, like you not saying nothing is not helping, and then um you conforming to something that's not you is not helping either. So it's just like, or you lying is it's not helping either. So it's just like, you know, so you, I just hope this. They fucking men are they fucking drunk. That's why they screaming and shit. Whatever. But um, you see why a lot of men have a hard time, you know, with having sympathy and empathy, or like able to sit down and understand you, or like want to have a conversation with you, or want to talk to you as a human being, because a lot of them don't have these qualities in them because they've been socialized not to have these qualities in the first place, you know, by, you know, patriarchy. So, and it's the sad truth. So um yeah. um 9, groupie or follower mentality. That's something that I always say. Men are not fucking leaders. They're groupies and followers. Men are not leaders. I'm sorry to tell you that. It's the truth. Men are not leaders. They can drag me. They can drag me up and down this fucking video. You lying. Da, 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 da. Y'all are not fucking leaders. Stop playing with me. Y'all fucking not. Like if you don't even have what I just listed on this fucking paper, if you cannot, you can't have no sympathy, you have no empathy, you're not honest about who the fuck you are, you can't sit on what the fuck you like, you can't rebel against what's making you unhappy, you can't vocalize on the unfairness that's going on. How the fuck are you supposed to lead anybody? You can't even lead your, like, I'm just being honest, you can't lead yourself. So who are you gonna, like, you can't lead anybody else. You can't inspire nobody to do anything. You can't influence nobody to be like anything if you're not even honest with your own fucking self. Like I don't see that ever working. So like I said, a lot of men are groupie and followers. If you see a lot of the dude you're with is very groupie. Like he cares about what his friends care about more so, his his uh, male figures in his life more so than how you feel about you, or how he feels about you, or he cares a lot where his job's gonna fucking say. And if he just cares a lot what other male figures in his life or male people around him more so, and they really don't have that much impact in his life besides the people around him, the people close to him, it's because a lot of men have this mentality. They don't have their own sense of individuality, like, and they've been conditioned to just follow and just like conform to what's the norm, you know. So yeah, like you can't say. That's why I said like that's why to me, in my personal opinion, this is why I say patriarchy doesn't create leaders; it creates followers. It doesn't like it doesn't create leaders; it creates followers. Because if you're telling me if I had to go through all this and down my cross about who the fuck I am, there's not gonna be a lot of people, and I lose all this. There's not gonna be You're not gonna see a lot of people leading like or like showing up in that capacity. You're not like you can't. It takes a lot of internal spiritual mental power to like understand what's going on and not let it affect you in a like very negative way, if that makes sense. So a lot of men are like followers. They like to follow what other men are doing. They follow what's socially acceptable. They follow what's more comfortable to them. They're gonna follow what um, they see other male figures around them doing. So yeah, lack humanity. They can't when they see when they're around people who are different from them or who may live a different lifestyle than them or is who doesn't show up the conventional norm. They can't see them human first before they see them whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, or how they choose to show up. They have a hard time, especially women, if they see you human first. They see you women first before they see you human. They don't see you human first before they see you women after. You that genuine connection is not going to be there. They're going to just see you as something that benefits them. Like that's just it. Like they're just going to see you that you're just there to just benefit them. Like they don't see you as somebody like an actual companionship or friend that they can value. They're gonna see you as something that could benefit them in that moment or along that long term moment and then move on. So yeah, lacking humanity cannot bond with somebody and understand them just because they're human and like and understand they have feelings and things they go through. So yeah. Um 11, self accountability. Don't take accountability for their shit. They don't take accountability for anything they do. They blame everybody else. They always constantly blaming everybody else for their problems. And that's to say the people around them it could be the problem, but like they're always constantly blaming everybody and never looking at themselves and like, what am I doing to show up like this way? Like, who is it me that like what am I doing that's causing people or causing me to attract these type of people? Like, what is it? What am I saying? What am I doing? What is my like? You know, they're not internalizing, not necessarily internalizing, but they're not reflecting enough to say like, how am I showing up in this affecting or harming people? You know, in a good or bad way. They don't take accountability for nothing, even the smallest things. They don't take accountability for it. They'll blame everything on everybody else because they feel like everybody's the problem. So if you see a man they don't take no accountability. They don't want to take they don't want to take ownership of what they do or how they show up or who they're affecting or what they say. Yeah, no, you're wasting your time. Um, and that's also a part of why they ain't gonna um, grow and evolve and transform into a better person. So, um, and 12, rebelling against a system that makes them unhappy. That's something you have to be in your masculine energy to do. I'm sorry to tell you that. Like you can't tell me um being feminine energy is gonna do that. And I'm not to say like you can't use feminine energy to do that, but I'm saying like you're gonna have to use force, brute force, like in some way. Like that is if that and when I mean masculine, it doesn't necessarily mean like physically. It can just be you um not showing up, you know, the conventional norm or not entertaining or not involving in whatever socially acceptable it is to show up, whatever that is, right? Or it could be vocalizing, you know, or um, being assertive about like how like what you feel like and what it makes you like and not allowing nobody to knock you off your square. Like that's what I mean. Like I'm not saying you have to go around and beat people up like, but like you're not demanding what you want. Like you're not really vocalizing what you want and standing on it. So I don't see. And let me just say this, like, and this is not me trying to be funny, but like, it's just all of this, what I'm saying, is not to like women. I don't want women to go like be homophobic and like bash men and like, oh y'all motherfuckers are doing all this type of shit. Y'all not, and y'all telling us, oh, don't use this as an excuse to bash men. But a lot of men are followers, they're not leaders. So I want women to understand this. And let's not be being funny. It's the truth. Y'all not leaders. Like, and let's just be honest. It's very small, very very small. Very small. The only thing y'all could do is be honest about how the fuck y'all want to show up and stand on that. That's it. Y'all, I don't, and I'm not saying men cannot collectively do that, but it would take a lot of internal spiritual power for you to do that. Like, and realize, like, um to really do those things, and I don't think men are in that capacity right now to do that. Like, I don't see it. So, and I want men to, men and women who are watching this, who are like whatever, right? To understand, like, these are the things that men are socialized and conditioned to see themselves from a young age all the way to adulthood. So, you mind you, if you go into adulthood and this is what you've been taught to see yourself as, and you see somebody else showing up totally different norm, you're not, and you see how they're just doing it effortlessly, or like they're just not giving a fuck. It's gonna be very hard, like, especially if you're an adult. It's gonna be very hard to break those habits, um, or old ways of thinking off of you. And a lot of men have big egos, so they're not gonna really like. It's gonna take them a really while, a very long time to like do that. Like, I honestly, I don't see a lot of men doing that. I'm just gonna be. It's the truth. So this is crazy, but like, if you wonder why your parents or people in your family, males in your family, like, they aren't vocalizing this, or they doing all this, games and stuff that's derailing y'all from like really knowing who they are, because the shit they gotta go through. It's not necessarily them owning up to their sexuality or how they want to show up. It's the shit that they gotta go through to just be themselves. And men are not openly vocalizing it enough with each other to say, like, this is how we truly feel, and like, this is what we want, and this is what we desire, like, this is how we want to be, like, and letting it be known and standing on it. So that's why women don't know, and that's why I'm educating women and exposing the lies that men do, and the reasoning behind it is because the things they have to do to live up to this idea of what a man is, when it's destroying them internally. You're not gonna see it because you think they're okay. It's literally destroying men, literally destroying them. That's why all this envy and jealous and animosity towards y'all specifically, or anybody who shows up the different from the norm, is because they lack the internal power to know how to transmute that into something better. They're transmuting it into something worse. They're not, well, they taking that, they're seeing whatever women are doing, or people who don't show up the norm doing, instead of inspiring and learning how to transmute that into something better, they're just taking that energy and just staying stuck. Just like, they're just taking that energy and staying stuck with it. Like, you're just staying stuck. Like, you're not going nowhere with it. Like, you're just jealous and you're staying stuck. Like, it would have been a flex if you took that energy and did something better with it. Like, it made yourself better. But you're taking that feeling towards whatever you have feelings towards, and you're staying stuck with it. And then you're expecting change. That's not how it fucking works. And I want women to understand that why men feel this way towards y'all is because y'all can do the things that they're afraid of doing. And that's why I believe women are way better leaders, because they're able to stand on what they want, and not care, even if it costs their life. Like, so, and then this is not me trying to be funny to men, but men in general don't, like, they're afraid to vocalize and stand on what they want, like, and be assertive about it. They care too much what other men feel about them. They care too much what, society feels about them. They don't want to perceive as weak. It's all this ego driven, like, that's why I said why you feel like men have such a, you know negative energy towards y'all, is because there's things that they wish they internally have, they wish they have internally within themselves, that they wish they can do without going through the backlash of it. But you're gonna have to go through the backlash, because people don't know what you're feeling unless you vocalize it and you stand on it. Like, so, yeah. If you wonder why your parents or people in the males around your life, they ain't honest about a lot of shit, it's because of this. Because of what I listed in this damn video. Um, and it's really sad. It's really sad that, like, men know exactly what's hurting them and they're not saying nothing besides just letting it kill them internally. and self-destructing. It's really sad. It's really sad, and to me, it's not a big deal because whatever that y'all see right now has been existing in the past. There's no fucking whatever y'all think y'all seeing right now has been already existing. If it wasn't existing, it was already somewhat done before, like. So I'm just like, um, that's just my personal opinion. That's what I feel, but yeah, it's um the gist of it. You know, so if you wonder why a lot of men and your family members be playing the games and doing all these double meanings and like gaslighting and um, caring so much with other like all of these other games. I call them games because it is games. Because you if men really want to, if they all come together and just be honest how they feel, the shit would be changed. There's nothing like men will have to take it serious because it's like okay, that's how y'all really feel and just you know. But it's an ego. It's an ego. It's like no, I don't want to feel like I'm in a vulnerable position. So yeah, um, I hope women don't take this personal and realize that and weaponize this against men. You know, some men don't know how to really navigate this. Some of them are just being told what to do because, like I said, men are followers and groupies, so they're just doing what they've been told to do or conditioned to do. And some of them don't have the internal spiritual power to really like navigate it and really show up how they want to show up, right? Um, so that's the grace I would say to give. But besides the other shit, I'm like, don't don't put up with it at all. Like if you see the things I listen in this video, don't I wouldn't waste my time dealing with it. Sorry, put this turn that off. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Um, but the whole back to let me summarize what I feel. Back to being queer as small. No, it's the majority. I'm gonna let you know right now. It's the majority. A lot of men are bisexual. They're fluid or gay. Don't let them fucking lie to y'all and tell y'all that's not the truth. It is the fucking truth. It is the fucking truth. It is. It's just not socially acceptable because most of them are groupies and followers. So they have to be told to do it in order for them to actually fucking do it. Or it has to be socially acceptable for them to do it openly, if that makes sense. So don't assume shit. Gay has no look. Bisexual has no look. Being fluid has no look. It has no fucking look. I tell people all that time, get that whole look out your head and know it's an attraction. It's just energy. Like you can be attracted to somebody and you can look whatever the fuck you want to look. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. So I be telling like no, it has no look. It doesn't. So once y'all get that out your head, y'all start to clock the things they're gonna be doing. And I'm gonna make more videos on other sectors of spaces that men are predominantly in and the things they be fucking doing. But yeah, this video I wanted to start it off with um the males in your family and how you have a good idea of why they act the way they act because what they've been socialized to do. So by society. Yeah, this shit is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. This is like to sum up all this. I don't blame why Jesus Christ or the ascended masters don't come down here to help y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't. They cannot pay me enough for this shit. This shit is crazy. Like I wouldn't. Like you can't pay me to be here. I would never. Like if I has ascended up to the upper room and I mean upper room heaven, whatever the fuck it exists or whatever another realm, I would never come down here. Oh no, I would never. Y'all not like people are not honest about who the fuck men in general are not honest about who they are. Like men are big liars. Like they're really don't allow them guys like you that oh men are like honest. No, liars, motherfucking liars. They're liars. They fucking lying. They're lying like dog shit. Like they be lying, and it's not even funny. It's like it's not even like a cute lie. It's just you're lying about everything about you. Like and it's not funny. Like you're making everybody's life miserable because you're not being honest about who you are and standing on it. So that's the issue. So I'm just, yeah, that's just the sum of the video. A lot of y'all family members are probably DL or in the closet, and you just don't fucking know because of the things I listed in the video. Okay, take the information, apply it, and you will see that I'm fucking right. I'm just so take care.